Well, today we find ourselves between an RV that's not mine and a 6-wheel drive Land Rover Apprenti ambulance. Some time ago I installed an RTX2000 24 volt air conditioner on the roof of this, and I installed it slightly wrong. When I mounted it through the roof, I let it sit flush instead of putting the spacer in because I didn't get the mounting kit with it. I mistakenly refused that, thinking I wouldn't need the truck roof mounting kit as I plan to mount it on a flush surface. I find out later on it's meant to be spaced so that the water drains out. As you see here, it's mounted flush, and we can probably see, if I go over to a comparative camper here, normally there's supposed to be a gap under them, and that's so that things can drain out. I think it's a bit of a silly idea, but it is what it is. My solution for the middle of the night was to shove some bits of plastic spoon under it, as this is only held in by mastic tape, but just lots of it. And you can see there is some water around under here. My idea at the moment is if I unbolt this top cover, take it off, and there may be a way I can drill some holes through this without damaging the condenser. We may be able to drain the water out without having to do too much of a modification. So let's get up here and see what we can do. A few screws here. These are hopefully not Torx. I'll bet you they are, and I got Allen keys here. There is a set of Torx inside that I can probably use. A loan of a set of Torx drivers. Let's try a T25. That looks to be about right. Now I have to juggle around an antenna here. See if we can loosen these up. And we could be here for a while undoing these like this. We'll see. Hopefully we don't drop them. That would be less comfortable, although I do have a magnet on a stick. Okay, they're not too bad. I'll rip all 4 of these out and then we'll work on the ones on the back. Okay, so we removed the 3 screws at the back and the 4 screws at the front. I infer from that we should be able to take the top off now. They may require further investigation or not. Here we go. I want to be careful not to break stuff here. There we go. All right. Gently rest that on my solar panels. Okay, now we can have a good look in here. What do we got going here? So I assume these are drainage channels here, and that we can probably trim out the corner here a little bit. This is obviously where the water is building up. It's obviously not meant to be in these sections. There are some spiders that have made their home in here as well, so we will probably need to do something about that shortly. I'm going to take some time to have a look and then decide how we can drill holes in here. Alright, we're cleaning out as many of the webs as we can without damaging the condensers. There are only small spiders in there, luckily. Not the typically large Aussie variants. They're further down the ambo. Now I'm dodging an antenna here, hopefully I don't break it. This is obviously where the water drains. I'm going to try and drill a hole nice and low down here. There we go. Alright, so we have a hole nice and low. If we move around nice and low in here, we're still going to lever this under here as best we can. That allows low to the ground, or low to the roof rather, access for water to drain out of there. That may not be enough. There are a couple of other galleries under here I'm going to try and drill into and create some more access, and then we might give it a test run and see if it works. Something I find interesting, I think they've used blue tack to seal this up. This glue is still soft and sticky with fingerprints in it. Interesting stuff. Alright, we've got the holes drilled. Hopefully they're enough, although I'm skeptical that they will be. We'll see how we go here. Try and position things properly again without causing damage. It's not always what I'm able to do. Alright. Hardest one of the whole job is this screw right in the middle. And I have got help to ballast the ladder for this. My lovely financial manager is helping out. Of course, like all these things, my arm always gets in the way, or my hand, of the action. Last screw. All right. Okay, so we have a number of holes in here. With the top off, I was able to wedge these under a bit more, creating a bit more of a gap. Hopefully there is enough to meet the flow of water. What we'll do now is we'll check the humidity. We'll fire this up and give it a good run and see where the water goes. Okay, so my financial manager's just fired the air conditioner up. The outdoor humidity at the moment is 30 degrees Celsius, or 30.6. Relative humidity of 30. Inside it's 38. I have the shakes because I'm a bit dehydrated, so I'm going to let this run up here and go get some water, and we'll see how it goes. Now I've had a drink and a cool off, and I've got the fan going. I do, however, have the back door open. We'll deal with that in a minute. This little bag set up over my projector has been here to deal with the leaking. It is sealed all the way around with mastic, but I think it was building up pressure or something and leaking down the back here. Also, occasionally we're getting some water dripping down the inside. I'm not sure if that's because the condenser in there might have been freezing up or something. I'm not sure how it handles water from the inner condenser, or the condenser versus the radiators. I've got to get my air conditioning terminology right one day. Anyway, I've been having it drip down into the bin here so that it doesn't make all the beds wet. Now also I should mention I have multiple sclerosis. I've mentioned this in many videos. It is extremely heat sensitive, so when this thing's running I absolutely need it. Now another solution I have, I've taken some of the covering off here that I put on here. This is not the original air conditioning. The original air conditioning unit was in a pod that came all the way out to here, consumed a huge amount of space. These are the old condensation drains for the original air conditioning unit in here. I may be able to use them to some degree in here as well. I will consider how to do that later. But we're in the fringe of the red center, just the very fringes of it. And yeah, it's very hot and desert weather here, so I need to fix this in the field. Alright, so we're back up the top here having a look. We can see some water starting to build up there, but not much at the moment. I guess we're going to find out when this has been running for a considerable amount of time. So I'm going to take a break for a while. We'll come back and check on this later. Okay, so it's the next morning. We ran this all night. We didn't experience any leaks. I'm not seeing any water run down here either. And it could be that it's just so hot now that it's evaporating before it drips down into this little loop here and off the side. But we're not getting leaks inside, so for the time being I'm going to call that fixed, or at least to some degree. I now have to move on to other things. I've got some battery wiring to figure out in there, and some battery wiring in this thing to work out, so we'll get there. Hope it was an interesting one. This is going to be a 1080p render because I'm in the field and my laptop's not quite as good as my Ryzen 9 3950X at home. So we'll see you all later. Hope it was fun.